Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's reading vlog. I'm so excited because today we're going to be reading the highest rated according to Goodreads and the lowest rated book on my entire physical TBR. It's a heavy book. I stopped reading and I started listening and my adrenaline is like through the roof right now. That kind of ruined my day. Dude, if you say another word, I'm going to hit you. It was 5-star. Now, I've done this video plenty of times on my channel, but usually I'll read the highest and lowest rated on like my monthly TBR. I went through Goodreads yesterday and I wrote down all of the books in my physical TBR and their ratings to see which one was the highest and which one was the lowest, and honestly, I'm pretty surprised at which ones I found. I did pull out the top 2 highest rated and the bottom 2 lowest rated just in case you guys were curious and wanted to see which ones were runner-ups in both of them. Obviously, you have to take into account that usually the highly rated books, or majority of them, have way more ratings than the lower rated books, and that's why they're like more lowly rated. You'll see with the low rated books why that is compared to the highly rated ones. In runner-up for lowest rated, we have Last Time We Met. This one has an average rating of 3.36 stars. This one I think is a contemporary romance novel, but the actual lowest rated book on my entire physical TBR is 'Tis the Damn Season by Kimmy Freeman. Like I said, when you look at the lowest ratings, you kind of have to take into account the amount of ratings it has, and this one doesn't have that many ratings, so I think that plays a part into the average rating, which this one is a 3.26 average rating. It is an independently published book. I got this sent to me maybe 2 years ago. Obviously, it is a holiday romance. We are starting early with the holiday reads, but we have to get prepped and prepared for Bookmas anyway. So we're going to be reading a holiday book in today's video. We're actually going to start with the high rated book in this video. I usually start with the lowest rated and save the best for last, but today we're going to do the opposite. The runner-up for the highest rated book on my physical TBR is Project Hail Mary. Obviously, this one I like knew it was going to be on like the top of the list somewhere. The actual highest rated on my entire physical TBR, I was quite surprised about. I thought it would be a few other ones that I had in mind, but the actual highest rated with an average of 4.6 on Goodreads is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is a high fantasy, very thick book. I have not read many fantasies this year, so I'm intimidated by this book. I've been intimidated by it, and that's why I have not read it yet. It's one of my want to read and just like my mental TBR for a few years now, and the second one in the series actually comes out this month, so I feel like it's the perfect time to read it. And it's also on my November TBR if you watch my TBR video. So I feel like this is just perfect to be reading today. I did say many times that I started this book when I bought it. I read the first like 10 pages and it felt like a whole new language. It was just not the time to read it. It literally felt like my brain power was being used to the max, and I was like, okay, we're gonna save this for when it's time to read it, and that is obviously right now. I did start it yesterday. I got about 60 pages into it. I also did download it onto my Kobo. I don't know too much about the summary of this one. I kind of went into it a little bit blind, which maybe is not the best because like I said, it feels like you're learning another language, but we're essentially following our main character who's an orphan in this world, and he is going undercover into like the academy, and I don't know exactly what his purpose of that is. I have not gotten there, but on the back it says, I tell them that I belong and they believe me, but the truth is that I have been sent to the academy to find answers, to solve a murder, to search for an ancient weapon, to uncover secrets that may tear the Republic apart. So we have an undercover little spy mission going on, which I'm so intrigued by. I feel like it's such a great summary, and since this is such a highly rated book and a highly loved book, I'm just so intrigued to see why and see if my opinions and how I feel about it is similar to what everyone else feels. I feel like this one's gonna have a lot of suspense, a lot of high stakes. Obviously, as he's going undercover, cannot be caught, and already the world building of this and the politics of the world have been so thought out and really well described, and I feel like I understand it pretty well. I will say the first few pages I did have to reread them many times, just like any fantasy book. It's so hard getting into them, but now that I'm 60 pages in, I pushed through the first chapter or so, I definitely understand what's going on, and I'm very excited to continue this. This is the first book. We're starting with the highest rated, which I feel like is gonna be fun to do. I will come back with further opinions and thoughts and maybe a better summary of like kind of what's going on as I continue reading. the next day. I have an update because I feel like I finally can grasp the power system of this book and like the fantasy aspect of this book. In a lot of fantasies, just in general, I always say I can't really picture things, but in fantasy specifically, since everything is like just so made up, it's so hard for me to picture. But one thing I appreciated is something that they were like, I guess flying in? Yeah, they were definitely flying in it. It was like this thing, whatever, they were flying in something, and it's on the front of the book. So I was like, in my head, I was like, what am I supposed to be picturing? But it's right here. So I was like, you know what, I really appreciate that. But I finally understand like the power dynamic in here because this fantasy world is made up of like hierarchies. It's basically like a social pyramid. It's in the beginning of the book and it took me a while to understand it because each of the rankings have different names. And there's like Octavus, Septimus, Sextus, and like it's hard to remember which one's which. So there's a little graph in the beginning of it, but basically you transfer the power of your will, which is like your life force. So you give part of like your life force, whether it's like physical or whatever this is. So like the lower you are, the more you have to give to like the higher ups, and then the top three is like the highest of the high. Each tier, the higher you go, gets like the collective will of like what's underneath it. I don't really know if I'm explaining that right. If you haven't read the book, that probably makes no sense, but if you've read the book, obviously you probably understand what I'm saying. But basically the powers that you give higher up, and the higher up you get more power. Our main character, he got adopted and he's getting trained to join the academy, and the person that adopted him has this like reasoning behind why he needs our main character to go undercover in the academy, and there's like a lot of high stakes of doing so. And not only is like there a reason why the guy that adopted him wants him to do this, but also our main character has his own secrets that he hasn't revealed and why he wants to do it as well. So like there's a bunch of different factors of why he wants to go in and actually like complete this huge task and all of these things. But right now it's pretty slow because we're still not only getting to know the world and our main character, but also he's training to go into the academy. So we're not even at the academy yet, but we know that that's like where his like next step is going to be. But like the academy isn't just like a schooling of like learning things, it's like a physical and like all these different things that's like taxing on someone. So you have to be prepared to get into it, and only like the elite of like the kids of like the higher ups on this like social hierarchy of things, like only like the elite's children get into this place. There's a lot of high stakes that will be happening once he gets in there, especially like a newcomer coming into the academy. It's like, why is he here? So a lot of questions will be raised from people that are there. So I have now come to understand not only the fantasy aspect of this and all of these like different terms, because every time they're like talking about an octavi, plural of octavus is octavi, so like all these octavi, lowest of the pyramid, so they don't get any will from anyone else, but they give their will, so they're kind of like the workers of everything. And every time they were saying all these different names, I was like, I don't understand. There's like titles to people, but now I kind of get it. So that feels nice. And it finally doesn't feel like a whole other language that I'm learning. I actually kind of understand what's going on. So I'm definitely invested now. I'm really excited for him to get to the academy. I hope we're not gonna linger too long with the training of it. I mean, the training's interesting and like meeting all these new characters and these new people that are now gonna be in his life, but I'm just like really interested in the academy part of it. There's also like another aspect of it that he's kind of getting roped into. I don't know, it's really interesting. So I'm definitely invested. It's just a slow burn of a book because of how long it is. I think I'm almost 150 pages in. Yeah, 143 pages in. So I'm hoping to sit and like read as much as I can today. I'm definitely slowly getting invested the more I kind of understand what's going on. So that's my update on this one. The writing style is really good. I feel like it's definitely descriptive. It's just hard for me personally to picture things, and that's just a me problem. But the writing it's really good. This is a heavy book. Honestly, I commend I commend every author for just creating a world and portraying it through words so vividly, but like fantasy authors to come up with something just so, it's just new, like brand new. Like my brain could never be that creative to come up with things that like fantasy authors do. Like this is just, I don't know. And then even just trying to picture it is hard, but like the fact that people come up with this, their creativity is just so crazy. And also, I'm picturing our main character as Paul Mescal. For some reason, it's reminding me of like Roman era, the way I'm picturing it in my head, but like, I don't know, some of the things that are described. So like the gladiator Paul Mescal, that's what I'm picturing. Okay, I need to update because I think I'm halfway, and I was reading like maybe less than 10 minutes ago was a huge plot twist that I did not see coming. It actually took me so by surprise. I was so blindsided. I was like gasping. And if you know what I'm talking about, it happens like halfway through the book. I think I'm halfway. There's like 600 something pages, which is so insane to me also because like, what could possibly happen here? When we've learned this much and gotten in this much, I'm so invested because of how much like detail and how intricate the story and the politics are that like, I can't even imagine what's gonna happen over here now that we found like this little tie to everything out. And it was just so crazy. I did not expect it at all. And like, it was kind of like stagnant, the story a little bit. He got into the school, and what's interesting about the school is it's also in levels and tiers, just like the society, where it's like the 7th year, 6th year, and as you move up, like less students are in that tier. And once you get to like the graduate and you get to the highest one, like if you graduate from there, you're in like the higher tiers of society, so it's important. But what I like about that is that, like I said, it was kind of stagnant before, but going into like a whole new setting of the academy, meeting new characters, new people, and finding more things out, I think it's definitely moved the story along, because such like a long book, I feel like it could get boring and it could slow down at parts, and I will say some parts do, they kind of drag out some scenes, but other than that, I'm so invested. And like I said, the politics of this world and the world building and everything is so in detail and so well thought out. I'm so confused about like what's gonna happen this half. Like I did not see that plot twist coming, so I have no idea what could possibly be going on the second half of this book, but I'm so excited to find out. It's also just so crazy that like I'm only halfway, but I have this much to read. It's really a feat in and of itself that I got this far and I'm only here. But I feel accomplished that I read this much. I'm really enjoying it. I really like the writing style. It's honestly really easy to digest and understand what's going on once you get past the first maybe 50, 100 pages and kind of understand like the society and the fantasy and the politics of it all. Once you like kind of get to know that and understand what our characters like motives are, it's so entertaining, and I'm so excited to find out what's gonna happen now here, because I feel like we know the crux of what's going on and what everyone wants from him, but it's really just like what the outcome's gonna be now. And I'm so intrigued. Also the whole schooling thing, I'm like, is he gonna move up? Is he gonna find things out? And everyone that he comes in contact with, they all know like different information that he's like kind of finding out for himself. I don't know, it's really entertaining, and I'm really liking it. It's such an immersive read too. Like I know I always say I can't picture things, but I feel like I'm there with my character, and I think that's just the writing style of it and the descriptions of everything. Like I feel like I'm definitely there in all these scenes. Like it's very well written. Really enjoying this one, really happy about it. I'm gonna go keep reading because I definitely have quite a bit more to get through, and I'm so excited to see like what the second half of this book is gonna be about. I couldn't even possibly begin to guess because of that plot twist that just happened. I'm hoping there's more of that because I love a fantasy plot twist. They're just so fun and so unexpected. I'm very interested now because I feel like we've just met so many new characters that are bringing just so much more to the story. Guys, I got the audiobook. I'm so excited about this. I'm excited to listen while I do other things. I'm gonna go make a matcha, but things are getting crazy. I feel like we're finding out, or gonna find out, a lot of information, and it's really picking up. Not that it has slowed down really, but like a lot's happened, and I feel like now I'm at like the second half of it. I think I'm like 60% of the way through. I don't really know, 65%, so I'm excited. That was already crazy. Okay, starting chapter. Roman numerals are hard. Okay, I think this is chapter 43. Okay guys, I need to give an update before I finish this book because look how much I have left. Under 100 pages, and we all know in a fantasy book, this is the most crucial part and the craziest part. I don't know about this one, but I feel like in almost all fantasy books I read, they always end it insane. So I'm very nervous. There's like something happening right now. They're in the middle of something that is very the stakes are extremely high, like so extremely high. I'm nervous, they're nervous, I feel their nervousness, and throughout this whole entire book, I feel like I've really connected to our main character because we spent so much time with him. And a lot of fantasy books also I feel like are in third person point of view, but this one's first person, which I feel like helps me connect just a little bit more because we're really in their head and how they're feeling through everything and all of like the things that he's like trying to be undercover with. Like we see his decisions and all of that, so I feel like I understand what he's trying to do, and there's so much he still has to do, but we only have this much left, so I'm nervous. Like, is he gonna be able to complete it? Like, what is the next book gonna entail? It's just exciting that I'm reading this book now and I won't have to wait too long to read the next one and see like what's gonna happen. I don't know how many books are gonna be in this series. I can't even comprehend like how much beforehand processing and tying everything together before writing this book and getting into the book. Like, I don't know, does this author have any like interviews or anything, or has he written anything about his writing process? Because I would be so interested to read about that. Also, listening to the audiobook has proved to me that I have pronounced every single word and name in this book completely wrong. And there's a lot of different words and people's like just actually like their names that are just like a bit unique and I just can't pronounce them. And the audiobook has definitely proved that to me. Even just like the most simple like octavy, I was saying octavi because there's like two I's at the end, and you would think like cacti is plural of cactus, so octavus, you would think octavi is the plural, but no, it's octavy, octavy. I don't even know. I'm gonna be sad when it's over too because I'm really enjoying this. I can see and understand why this is such a highly rated book, which we'll get into once I finish it, but I'm just like kind of stalling it because I'm so nervous for it to end. But yeah, I've been enjoying this the entire time. Every time I'm not reading it, I'm kind of thinking about it, and every time I am reading it, like I'm so completely engrossed. And even when there's like not too much happening, like you're getting to know so many different characters and you're in so many different places in the world, which are really interesting getting to know. And our main character went to this one place in the book that I don't think he thought he was ever gonna go to. And just seeing him in that setting, nerve-wracking, but I don't know, it was really good. So I am gonna go finish it. I'm gonna listen to a bit while I make my matcha, and I'm gonna bake something today. But other than that, I will come back with my final update and review and rating, and I'm just like seriously so nervous. And I just keep stalling the ending, but I think I need to actually finish now. So I will see you when I finish. I'm nervous. Like I said, they're nervous too, and it's making me nervous.
A vibration that makes everything.
I stopped reading and I started listening, and my adrenaline is like through the roof right now.
68.
Oh my god, that chapter was crazy. What the heck is gonna happen now? Hold on. I did not expect to cry, and I also didn't expect that to happen. That kind of just ruined my day. I have there's character pronunciations in the back. I should have checked there. Under 20 pages left. That was horrible. That was so horrible. I'm so upset at this. Okay, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna start crying again if I think about it too hard. I need to keep reading. I have chills. I literally have chills right now. I literally have no words right now. And I have chills still. Oh my god. That was seriously so insane. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. That was so crazy. I have collected myself. It's been like 10 minutes. I still I have no words, but like I know how I feel about it, so let's just talk about it. Like I understand why it is the highest rated on my entire physical TBR. Like this was everything I wanted and more. And it gave it all. I think along with the politics and the world building and everything of this, one of my favorite parts was the academic setting, like almost like the dark academic feel that I really have been enjoying. And I just love being in that setting alone. But this book, it's just really intimidating going into it. Not only the length of it, but the beginning of it, it's hard to just kind of grasp what the politics of everything is, but once you understand it, it is just so much fun, and it was just done so well. Like I said, it's definitely an intimidating book. Going into it, you just have to kind of continue reading, and once you get it, like I said, it's just fun, it's engaging, it leaves you on the edge of your seat. Like you're in the dark of so many things. It's such like a mystery throughout the entire book. Like I just did not know where it was gonna go at any point. Like anything could have happened, and not at all what I expected did happen. I think that was like the most fun of it all, was just like at every turn turn. It was just something new. And even going into it with like such high expectations, with this being like the highest rate on my physical TBR, obviously going into it, I wasn't gonna expect anything lower than the best, honestly, because of how many ratings this has, and it having like literally a 4.6 average rating. It's just so insane. And the way my expectations were met was just so incredible. Like I said, the setting of it, especially the academic one, was so good. The friendships and the relationships were so unexpected, but also so good. I like honestly was so connected, not only to our main character, but some of the side characters that are just like unexpectedly in his world and in his like closer, I guess, group. I didn't realize how connected I was to these characters until closer to the end. And yeah, I'm just completely connected to this story, and I am ecstatic to read the next one. Like, the way this one ends is not at all what I was expecting. If you could even guess the ending, I would be so surprised if anyone guessed what was gonna happen. And just the setup from the ending that's gonna be the next book, it is so interesting, and I cannot wait to see what he does with it. I'm so happy that I filmed this video, honestly, because it was the excuse to finally pick up this book. I'm kind of obsessed, honestly. Like, this is so good, and I'm so happy that I read it. And I can't wait to follow our main character in the next one and see what he gets up to and like what he gets himself into, because there's still so many questions, so many people he has to talk to, which I don't even know how it's gonna happen now. And I'm just, yeah, this was so good. If this is on your radar at all, again, don't be intimidated by it. And if it's hard to get into in the beginning, please just give it a chance, because this is so good. I understand the hype now. You know, sometimes some books are just well worth the ratings that they get, and yeah, this was so good. My mind is like boggled right now. I need to take a bit of a break. Honestly, I think our next book is perfect for after a book like this, such a complex high fantasy world. And what a journey, like even from the beginning to the end, like there's so much you get into. I'm really happy with the way that this one went, and also very happy that our next book is just, you know, a short contemporary romance holiday book. I feel like that's the perfect book to read after something like this. I'm excited to get into it too, because I feel like I need something like that. But yeah, this book was so good, and I can't believe it was a 5-star. Yeah, I agree with the ratings. I definitely do. But I will see you guys in a little when we start our next book. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I'm using the microphone because Chris is still asleep. I don't want to wake him up. I wanted to give an update on 'Tis the Damn Season. I did start it. Has it been 2 days now? I think 2 days ago is when I started this book. I think I just got maybe close to halfway, maybe 40% of the way through. It is so incredibly fast paced, which I knew going into it would be, and I'm very grateful for that. I needed a book like this, and I also love the time period we're in. The book starts in November, and it's like slowly getting to Christmas time, so really enjoying that. We're following Aspen. It's in her point of view, and she is this huge pop star in LA. She was an actress first in this really big TV show, and then she put out an album and she toured with it, and she's like this huge star. But then a scandal happened, this rumor started, so she decided to leave LA for a little bit, get out of there, and go home early for the holidays. And she's from a small town in Pennsylvania, which, if you're picking up some of the pieces that I'm talking about, including the title 'Tis the Damn Season, there's a lot of little nods to Taylor Swift, definitely, which I really love the title that she chose, and the lyrics from this song definitely make sense for the book, because in 'Tis the Damn Season, it basically says, "You can call me babe for the weekend. I'm staying at my parents' house, but the road less traveled looks real good now, and it always leads to home," or something like that, or "it always leads to you in my hometown," which is basically she comes back to her hometown and she sees Rome, who is this guy that she dated in high school. And in this book, we're getting dual timelines, so we get to see how they met in high school. He was this really popular football player. She was not popular at all. She actually got bullied by a few of the girls at the school, but she always loved writing songs, playing her guitar. She dreamed of doing these things, but her insecurities didn't really let her do too much. And then she met Rome. He kind of sparked more inspiration in her. So that's how they met, and we're seeing that, which I really like that we're getting dual timelines. I always love seeing, you know, the context of the relationship. Present day, she comes home, she sees Rome again. He's close to her parents, so he's there, and they're actually put together from her father, who puts on this like little bit of a play with the kids at the church for Christmas. So they're in charge of directing it and casting it and everything like that. So they're working together. So I'm enjoying the storyline. I think it's really sweet, and I'm enjoying the pacing of the book. It's all really fast paced. The only thing I'm not loving is we already know why they broke up and why it doesn't work between them. And as soon as she got home, it's like you can already tell they still
obviously like each other, but there's no tension in that. It's like very clearly stated, like he's saying like we could work this out, and he's like kissing her and she's like we can't do this because I live so far away. So it's like there wasn't any tension coming back and seeing each other again, because they don't really talk when she's away and in LA, and you know, in this whole different lifestyle. So her coming back, there was just not much tension there. It's like already broken. And one thing I love is the tension in books, especially like a second chance type of situation, when they come back and it's like you see them again and there's just so much history and stuff between you two, but you can kind of just, we already know everything, so it's like not too exciting. Like there's no mystery like that's keeping me engaged to find out, oh, why haven't they talked, why are they not together anymore? Like I feel like we already know what happened, so there's not much surprise to it. I'm not loving our female main character. I mean, I understand her struggles and what she's going through. She definitely like describes it, explains it to us, but you can tell she has Rome's best interests at heart. But in her point of view, it's like she's not letting him decide for himself what he wants in there could be a relationship, or just making his own decision. She keeps saying, oh, Rome wouldn't want to do that, and Rome doesn't like this and whatever, but like I feel like he can say that and he can tell you that, and I think there wouldn't be this much of a miscommunication there if she didn't just tell people, oh, Rome doesn't want to do this, like I know him. I feel like if she really talked to him, he would have a different opinion there. So yeah, she's a bit, I don't want to say, like I don't really know what the word would be, but you can tell she's doing it because, like I said, best interest in heart, but I feel like she needs to let him speak his mind a little bit. So I'm enjoying the storyline. I think it's really, really cute. I like the timeline and like the time period we're in. I think it's perfect for the season we're in. I'm not loving the romance. I feel like there's not much there that's like, I don't know, no like sparks or anything like that. There's not much, like I said, like the mystery in it that makes it exciting to see like what's gonna happen. It's so bingeable. I think I'm gonna sit and try to binge a bunch of this today. I'm also enjoying the storyline of it, like a pop star coming back to her small hometown and everything like that. Like that's always fun to read about. So there's elements to here that I'm enjoying, some elements to the actual plot of it that I don't really love, but so far so good. Just the damn season like this time. Every time I go to read this book and read the title, I start singing the song in my head. They go from like arguing about their situation to then being like, no, I want the best for you. It's very jarring. Another thing though that I like is the book in the beginning has a playlist that the author made, and there's a lot of songs on here, which I think is always fun. But another fun thing is before every chapter, like even in the past chapters and the present chapter, she puts a song in the beginning that like goes with the chapter, which I think is really fun. Instead of like a chapter title kind of explaining the chapter, I think a song is really fun because you listen to the song, it's gonna kind of like explain what the chapter is about, and I think that's really fun. I think I just said fun like 10 times, but anyway, I think it's cute. That was crazy. Something I love in any type of like romance book is when there's a scene and someone, specifically another man, is being mean to the female main character, and then their man just like gets in. It's like, dude, if you say another word, I'm going to hit you. Just like any jealousy, like for some reason I eat it up, and that just happened, and I did eat it up. Also, since she's a pop star, there's like pop star events that she has to go to, and that was really fun. Being at like an event where she has to like get ready, put on her outfit, do the paparazzi, talk to the journalists and the interviews and everything like that. And obviously she's going through a scandal right now, so it's hard because they're all gonna ask her about the rumors and everything, so it's like anxiety inducing. But she had Roman by her side. That was good. Alright, it's been a few hours. I literally just sat here and binged the rest of this book. I'm sorry if the air conditioning is so loud. It just turned on and it just sounds extremely loud right now for some reason. But I have some thoughts on this book because throughout the middle of it, I was getting really into it because there's a lot of drama happening. Obviously, because our main character is a pop star, like she's in that life, she's in the spotlight, she has this bunch of rumors going on, like her reputation's train is here. Her reputation is being torn down and everything like that. So the whole drama of the pop star field I was really into. But towards the end, there was something that happened that I'm gonna put on the screen because there's no trigger warnings for this book, and it is a bit of a spoiler, so if you're gonna go into this,
I feel like you should know it, even though it is a spoiler, because it is a big trigger warning, and it just completely took me by surprise. And I feel like the way it was brought up and spoken about was very brief. Like, it just like was within like 10 pages of the book and really close to the end of it. So just in case you're going into this book, I feel that's something you should know, because it's not hinted at in like any way that anything like that is going to be happening. So it really took me by surprise, and I just didn't really love that incorporation into it. Like, it just felt so randomly placed, if that makes sense, and I didn't really enjoy that. And the whole romance of it all was very interesting to me, because like I said, throughout the whole book it's very known that they love each other, they tell each other that, and it's like, why are you guys not together? And then obviously we find out like what really went down with the past chapters. Oh, the air turned off, so it's probably a lot less loud now. But yeah, with the past chapters we kind of understand their relationship and what went into it and why they broke up, which is very reasonable and very valid for two people that were in high school back in the day. Present day though, it was just so confusing to me, because it was like they had no reason really not to be together. Like, they could work it out if they wanted it to, and there was just no tension between them. It was just very flatly there, like they love each other. So it was an interesting present timeline. The past timeline I was really into, because it was like hearing the history of their relationship and everything, and seeing them when they were younger fall in love. Like, that was all sweet. I do think the pacing is incredibly fast. If you want a winter holiday book to just sit and binge in like one day, one sitting, like, you can definitely do that with this and enjoy your time with it. I just really didn't get too invested in our characters or their relationship too much, because our female main character was a bit selfish in a lot of the things that she was doing, especially being so far from Roman and her family and everything, like coming back and talking with them. And I don't know, it was just like the things she was saying was really much like kind of about her and making it a bit more about her. And I didn't really like her. I didn't really connect to Rome too much, because he's in the book a lot, obviously. Like, he's the male main character, but I feel like I would have liked getting more of like his feelings and emotions and thoughts and things, because like I said, it's just very blank that he loves her, but it's just like there's not much behind that. I'd say it's a good fast-paced rom-com winter romance. It's definitely not one of my favorites, taking into account the lower rated book and this being one of the lowest rated. I can understand that, but it also being a debut novel for this author was in, pretty sure it was school at some point. Like, she was a younger author writing a book on her own and publishing it on her own. I think that is a huge thing. Like, I could never do that. So creating a whole world and characters and everything, and actually displaying it and putting out a whole full-fledged story, I think that is incredible to do. I'm glad I ended up reading it, because it's been on my TBR for quite some time now, and it's the perfect time of the year to read this book. There were some parts in here that I just didn't really love, but I had a good time while reading it. I was into all the drama of it all, and I was into the story at most parts of it. So that is the last book of this video. I had so much fun filming this. I love doing videos like this and seeing like the ratings in comparison to my opinions on the book. Still thinking about The Will of the Many, and I would love to do this again now that I have a whole list of all the books on my physical TBR and their ratings and everything. If you want to see me do this again, we can read the next highest rated and lowest rated, or however you guys want me to do it. These are so fun to do. One day I kind of want to do like reading the top 3 highest rated in one video, and like another video could be like reading the bottom 3, like the 3 lowest rated, and like seeing how that goes, and like those compare to each other, like all of the highest rated, like how do they compare being so highly rated, and then vice versa with the lowest rated. I just think it's very interesting. That's all from today's video. Let me know if you've read these books, if you're going to read these books, your thoughts and your opinions and everything like that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Bye!